Hello my dear learners, welcome to my channel. In this video series, we are learning Java programming language with practical demonstration. In the previous video, we learned about serialization, deserialization and serializable interface practically. To learn that concept, please watch my previous video. Now, in this video, we will learn about what is thread lifecycle and 3 ways to create a thread practically. So without wasting time, let's start the session. What is a thread? A thread simply means a process. So you can understand this concept like in a computer there will be multiple processes are running in the CPU. So it's called a thread. A thread you can understand like that. A thread means a simple process. When any process is running, we can say it is a thread. There will be a main thread also and there will be a child thread also. So every thread has its particular life cycle. So when the thread is generated, when the thread is started, there is life cycle for the particular thread are available. So the thread means a simple process, and in a computer there will be multiple processes are running at a time. So it's called a multi-threading also. You can manage your thread by using a thread class. There are multiple methods available to manage the thread. First of all, we will discuss about what is thread life cycle. So what is thread life cycle we will discuss first of all, and then it is also called a thread states. So this is the question that may ask in the interview or in the examination. This is what I told you. Thread means a process, and every process, every thread has its own life cycle. Means newborn thread, thread start, thread blocked, thread waiting, thread resumes. These all are the thread states are available on the particular thread. So let's discuss what is thread life cycle, and it is also called a thread states. Okay, so this is what the thread life cycle is. This is the block diagram of the whole the life cycle of the thread. So when the thread is generated, first of all, this is here I am giving the arrow over here. When the new thread is generated, it is called a born. Okay, so the new thread is born by the thread class. By using the thread class, the new thread can be generated. So this is called a born stage. And then the born thread can be start by calling a start method, and it is called a runnable state. So these blue circles are called a states over here. This is like as a born state, runnable state, blocked state, and dead states, and an active state. So that thread can be in the different type of states available, and to change the states of the thread there is a methods available into the thread class. Okay, so suppose the new thread is generated and then we want to start that thread, then there is a start method available. When you start a thread, now the thread is in the runnable state. Okay, so to start a thread, we have the start method, and then your thread is in the runnable state. Now from the runnable state there can be a multiple possibilities, like you can wait the thread, you can suspend the thread, you can block the thread, you can sleep the thread. Like if your thread is in the active state, you can move your thread into the sleep mode by using the thread dot sleep method. So to put your thread into the sleep mode, there is a sleep method available of the thread class. So that is how you can say there is a method. These all are the methods available: start method, sleep method, wait method, suspend method. And to stop a thread, there is a stop method available from the thread class. So you can stop your thread from two state. When the thread is generated, you can directly stop the thread, and when the thread is in runnable state, you can directly stop the thread. After stopping the thread will be in the dead state. From the runnable, you can move your thread from the from runnable to active state and runnable to blocked state by using the different methods available. So from runnable state, your thread maybe goes into the active state and your thread maybe goes into the blocked state. And from the runnable, there can be a possibility your thread can be go to the dead state. So to change the state of the threads, there is a different methods available. So this is what the basic life cycle of the thread. I have given you the diagram for the life cycle of the thread in the Java. So these all are the methods available to start the thread, to sleep the thread, to suspend the thread, resume the thread. You can wait the thread, you can notify the thread, and there is a block also. You can move your thread from runnable state to block state also. So let's understand one by one state. New state. Initially, when a new instance of thread is created, it is a new or born thread. So when the new instance of the thread class is generated, we can say it is a new thread or we can say it is a born thread, and the state of the thread is new or born. Now it is a runnable state. When we call a start method on the instance of the thread, the state changes to the runnable. So when you call a start method, your thread state will be changed from new to runnable. Initially, runnable state represents the state when thread is either ready for execution. Now we have a block state. When we can sleep, suspend or wait method, there will be in the block state. So when you call a sleep method, a suspend method or a wait method, your thread will be goes into the block state by using the sleep, suspend or wait method. Then we have the dead state. After completion of run method, the thread will be in the dead state. So when your thread completion in the run method, so when your run method is completed, at that time your thread will be in the dead state. So this is what the life cycle of the thread. Let's discuss this topic practically so you can understand the concept, the thread life cycle practically. So I am just creating a new file. I am creating a class name as a test over here. This is just a simple class I am generating over here, and I am creating another class, say for example thread demo 1. This is what my main class is. So I am copying the class name over here. I am saving the file now. I am creating a folder first. Say for example I am creating a folder name as thread. In thread folder I am creating a thread demo 1.java file. So here I am writing the public static void main over here. In that I will create an object test t equal to new test. So the test class has the object name as a t. Now I am writing the constructor for the test class. This is the default constructor over here. This test class I am extending to the thread class. So I will write extends thread over here. So test is a child class of the thread class now, and thread is a super class of the test class. From this constructor I will call a super method. So when we call a super method, it will call the constructor of the super class, and over here I will write say for example the newborn thread over here. So when you call a super method, here I will write a thread clock, means a clock is newborn by using the super class. Okay, so this super keyword will use to call a super class constructor. This is what we can say a newborn thread. We can generate a thread by using these line. Why? Because this super keyword, this super method will call a super class constructor. I am compiling the file first, going to the folder particular, cd java, saving the file. Now I am going to the thread folder and I am running the file javac thread demo 1.java. It is compiled successfully. Now I am running the file java thread demo 1. Enter. There are no any output in the console because we do not have printed anything on the console. But this super keyword is used to generate a new thread. So I will write over here system.out.println a newborn thread over here. A newborn thread. Saving the file, compiling the file, running the file. Now you can see over here we have in the output newborn thread. It means the new thread is created after calling the super method. I can call a start method over here. So you can see I am compiling the file, I am running the file now. So newborn thread is generated and we called a start method. To start a thread we have a start method. Here I am overriding the method public void run, and over here I will write system.out.println a thread runnable. It means that the thread is in the runnable state now. So when the start method calls, internally it will call a run method. So you can see in the output now newborn thread and thread runnable. So when the start method call, it will internally call the run method. Okay, and so the run method is the method from the thread class. We have override this method in our class. So this is what the newborn thread, and we have moved that newborn thread to the runnable state. So here I am copying this line and paste it over here. This is over here I will write a thread start. So first of all the thread will be generated, then the thread will be started, and then we have thread in the runnable state. So here I am giving you the practical demonstration of how the thread life cycle works. So this is three state I have given you in this practical right now: a new generated thread, a thread in the start, and then a thread in the runnable state. So over here I will write a thread dot sleep. Okay, so and the sleep method here I will write 1000 as a parameter. So it is a microsecond. Now I am compiling the file. You can see over here there is an error: unreported exception, interrupted exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. So here I will cut this line and I will write a try block, and I will paste this line in the try block, and I will write catch over here, catch exception E. Now I am compiling the file Java C thread demo 1. It is compiled successfully. Now I am running the file Java thread demo 1. So you can see in the output the thread, after the thread runnable, the cursor is going into the pause state. Okay, so I am compiling the file. You can see the cursor is going into the wait thread, in the wait mode. So this sleep method I am changing the parameter over here 5, say for example. So now compiling the file, running the file. You can see over here the cursor is in the waiting mode. It means that our thread is in the block state. So thread.sleep method is used to block your thread, is used to wait your thread. I am copying the line, paste it over here. Here what we have done? Here we have done a thread blocked. So your thread is in the block state now. So after the waiting mode, the output will be thread runnable after your cursor is into waiting mode, and then the thread block will be printed on the console. So this thread.sleep method is used to move your thread into the blocked state. So I am compiling again, running again, thread.blocked, and your thread is blocked now. So this is what we have done, the blocked over here. Now I will write resume method. Okay, so resume method is used to resume your thread that we have paused by using the sleep method. See, you over here you can resume your thread by using the resume method. So when I am calling this method, I am getting an error. The resume, I am getting a warning. The resume is in thread has been deprecated and marked for a removal. So this is just a warning. The resume method is a deprecated method for this version which I am using in my computer. Okay, so I am compiling the file and running the file. You can see over here our cursor in the wait mode, and then the program is over. So the resume is called, but we do not have printed. Now I am printed over here thread resumes. So we will get an output in the console. Compiling the file, running the file. See, you can see over here thread blocked is a block thread, and then we have a thread resumes printed into the console. So these all are the life cycle of the thread over here. And there is a stop method also. So after resumes the thread, you can stop your thread also. So I will call a stop method over here. So by calling a stop method, you can move your thread from the resumes to the stop. So I will write a thread dead over here. So thread stop over here. So your thread is in the stop state now. So I am compiling the file first. See over here we have the warning, but we can run the program. Thread resumes called, but the thread stops we are not getting thread stop over here because we have written over here. I have to write before the calling of the stop method. Now I am compiling again, running the file. You can see the thread is block state. Now it can be resumed and then it will be the stop. See over here. Newborn thread, thread start, thread runnable, thread blocked, thread resume and thread stop. So this is what the life cycle of the thread that I have given you the practical demonstration of the thread life cycle over here. Now we will discuss about what are the ways to create a thread in the Java. There are three ways you can create a thread. So now we will discuss about how to create a thread and what are the different ways to create a thread in the Java practically. So there are three ways to create a thread. First is by using the extends the thread. Second way is by implements the runnable, and third way using by anonymously. You can start a thread by anonymously also. So these three ways you can create a thread. I will give you the practical demonstration for each and every ways to how to create a thread. So be continue in this video, you can have all the three methods practically. First of all, we will discuss about the extends thread. So how you can create a thread by extending a thread class. This is what we have done over here also, because you can see there is a thread class we are extending into the test class. Now I am creating another class, say for example class test. It is a simple class. Here I am writing a class thread demo 2. I am copying the class name and I am saving the file now. In the folder thread demo 2.java I have saved. I will write public static void main over here and create an object of the test class, test t equal to new test. So here when this object is created, the test constructor will be called. So here I am just writing a comment extends thread. This is I am giving you the practical demonstration to create a thread by extending the thread class. I am just extending the thread class into my test class. So this is the first way to create a thread. So you can extend this thread class into your particular class. Here we have the constructor. Say for example, a test is a constructor over here, and in that constructor I will write a super. I will call a super. This will call a super class constructor. Okay. So test has the class with the super class name as a thread. So here I will write a thread generated, or you can say like thread clock, and you can call a start method to start the thread. By this line your thread will be generated. That's why I have written a thread clock over here. And in the next line I will write a start. I will call a start method to start the thread. So this thread class is a super class of our test class, and then I will call a start method over here. The start method is used to start your thread. So I am overriding the method public void run, and in the run method what I will write, first of all I need some output into the console. So when the start method calls, it will internally calls a run method. So I will write system.out.println over here, and I will print the new date, means the current system date and time over here. I am compiling the file javac thread demo 2.java. You can see over here cannot find symbol date. Okay. So here I will import the date class, import java.util.date, or you can directly write import java.util.start. Now I am compiling the file, compile successfully. Now I am running the file java thread demo 2, enter. So you can see over here we are getting an output. This is what my current system date is. Though when the start method is called, it will call a run method, and we have printed current system date and time on the console. So this is what the date we have printed on the console. Now I will write a while loop over here. While true, I will print this line. So it means that this date method, the date constructor will call, and it will print the current system date and time infinitely. So this loop is in infinite. So continuously we will get the output. See over here, we are getting the output continuously 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So second is continuously running in our program. Now I will write thread.sleep over here. Okay, this thread.sleep method will use to move your running thread into the block state. I am compiling the file. We are getting an error. We will definitely get an error over here. Unreported exception. It need to be caught or to be thrown. So I am cutting this. I will write try block over here and paste it over here. And I will write a catch block exception E over here. So I am compiling the file and running the file. So every 1 second there will be a pause. You can see the second is changing in our program and this loop is going to infinitely. So this loop is in the infinite state. So it will continuously running the program. But you can see over here in the time there is a seconds are increasing over here. That is why I have written the thread.sleep method. So by using the sleep method, you can move your running thread into the block state. Okay, so this loop is working continuously. It is also called the infinite loop. You have to make the condition to stop the loop. But for now, I am not doing that because I just want to teach you about the ways to create a thread. So this was the first way you can create a thread by extending the thread class. Now we are moving further ahead. Second way is the runnable interface. So you can implement the runnable interface and you can generate a new thread. See over here, I am creating a new file. So over here, I will write a class test. I am creating a simple test class. Now I am creating another class thread demo 3. Okay, I am copying this class name and I am saving the file now thread demo 3.java, and in that I will write a main method public static void main. I will create an object of the test class test t equal to new test semicolon. So when the object is created, the constructor of the test class will be called. It is the program how to generate a thread by using the runnable interface. So keep this point in your mind. Runnable is an interface. That is why you need to implement into your particular class. So that is why I am writing over here implements runnable in my test class. So you can see the runnable interface is implemented in our class. Now I will write a default constructor. It's a test, and in this I will not write anything because when the new thread is generated, see over here there will be a super keyword because it is extending the thread method. Now it is a runnable interface. So runnable interface do not have the super method. So overriding a run method, this run method is available into the runnable. I will override the method public void run over here. Okay, so you can see over here a run method is calling internally directly. Over here the thread class is using, and when the start method is called, the run method will be executed. And over here I will write system.out.println a thread running. Okay, so we will get an output thread is running. Now I will write a thread t1 equal to new thread. Okay, and in that constructor I will pass that object t over here. So there are the difference you can see over here. In the previous program we are using the thread class, and over here we are using the runnable interface, and that object we are calling in the thread constructor. The thread class will be there. Okay, so but that thread class in the thread constructor we are calling a object of the test class over here. So and then I will write t1.start over here. So when the start method is called, the run method calls internally. By using the thread class object, we can call a start method. So I am saving the file, I am opening my CMD and going into the particular location. In the D drive we have the Java folder, in that we have the thread folder. Now I am compiling the file javac thread demo 3.java. It is compiled successfully. Now I am running the file java thread demo 3. Enter. So you can see over here we are getting an output thread running. It means that when you call a start method, the run method will be executed, and the start method is available in the thread class. I am copying this line over here and paste it into the run method. So we will have the same output but with the different approach of the coding. Now I am compiling the file. We are getting an error. We need to import java.util dot star semicolon. I am compiling again, running again. You can see over here we are getting the same output as a previous program, but we have done with the different approach of the coding. This is the second way you can create a thread by using the runnable interface. So the loop is going into the infinite, but the concept is this is the second way to create a thread by using the runnable interface. So this thread class we have to use, and in the thread constructor we need to pass the object of the test class, and this test class is implementing the runnable interface. So this is the second way to create a thread in the Java. Now we are going further ahead. We are working on the creating a thread anonymously now. This is the third way to create a thread. You can create a thread anonymously, means without any name. Okay, so for that what I am doing is I am creating a class first. You can create a thread without the name. It is called a anonymously thread. It is called creating a thread anonymous. You can create a thread by using anonymously. I am creating a class, say for example thread demo 4. Okay, I am copying the class name and saving the file thread demo 4.java. In that I will write a main method. So it is the third way to create a thread by creating a thread object, thread t equal to new thread, and after the round bracket there will be a curly bracket directly. Generally what we are doing, we are doing semicolon over here. You can see over here when we call a constructor there will be a semicolon in the last, but for now you can directly put the curly brackets over here. See over here, after the brackets over, in the between of the semicolon there will be a curly brackets. So this is what the anonymously you can call. Here I will write a public void and run method. So in the run method I will first of all I will write system.out.println, say for example thread running. Okay, so when your thread is in the run state, it will print the thread running message onto the console. So after the semicolon I will write t.start over here. So t is the object of thread, and we can call a start method to start the thread. But you can see over here working like as a anonymously. I am compiling the file java3 thread demo 4.java. It is compiled successfully. Now I am running the file java thread demo 4. Enter. You can see thread running. We are getting into the console output. So now I am copying this line of code while loop from here and paste it into my run method. You can see over here in the run method now I have written a while loop, infinite while loop, and this will print the current date and time of the system. So this thread demo 4 is the third way to create a thread by using the anonymously. So this is what the third way you can create your thread anonymously by using the anonymously calling of the thread constructor. Now I am running the compiling the file. A new date cannot find symbol. So for that I need to import java.util.star semicolon. Now I am compiling again and running again. See over here we are getting the same output as per the previous program, but the programming approach is different now. This is the third way you can create and manage your thread by anonymously. And this loop is going to continuously because we do not have given any termination to the loop. Okay, so currently this loop is going to continuously. It is the infinite loop. But what is the concept over here is this is the third way you can create a thread by anonymously, by creating a thread anonymously. So that's all from my side in this video. In the next video, we will learn about thread synchronization practically. So stay tuned to my channel, like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys.